Hey everyone, so it's Hearth and welcome back to my channel. So on today's video, I'm going to be showing you the candle offering that I'm going to be doing to assist with the energy of the Mercury retrograde. Now, the Mercury retrograde is definitely not the be-all and end-all, and it definitely isn't something to majorly be concerned about, but because of my job where I work in retail, I talk to a lot of you guys, I talk to a lot of customers, I send a lot of emails, and Mercury is a really important planet for communication. And during the retrograde, I can find that communication is hindered just slightly, so I do these kind of workings for the Mercury retrograde just to try to improve that energy. Now, I'm going to be talking about it a lot more in the other video, but for the Mercury retrograde, you can kind of do workings one of two ways. You can leave offerings for the planet Mercury to assist with the energy, which is what I'm going to be doing. You can also do workings to assist in improving the aspect of life that is going to be impacted by the planetary retrograde. So in this case, I would be doing a working for communication. But today, I'm going to be doing an offering to the planet Mercury to kind of assist with that energy and to kind of keep that energy going. So the working that I'm going to be doing today is very personal to me, but it's something that anyone can replicate if they want to. Now, it's important to note that you don't have to have all of the items that I'm going to be using. You can use whatever you feel is going to work best for you, and also you don't have to do anything for the Mercury retrograde if you don't feel like it's necessary. For me, because of the industry that I'm in, I feel that it's important to keep that communication flowing really smoothly. So this is what I'm going to be doing today. So the items I am going to be using for my personal working are a really long candle. Now, Mercury retrograde can last for 3 weeks, so I want to make sure that my candle is kind of big enough to last being burned a little bit every single day for the entire period. So I have a giant yellow candle. For me, yellow is really good representation for the planet Mercury. So I got this giant candle from Star Child in Glastonbury last time I was down there, specifically for this purpose. So alongside the candle, you're also going to want some kind of candle holder. I'm then going to be using a plate, as well as 4 crystals. So I'm going to be using fluorite for balance, aventurine for communication, yellow calcite also for communication, and labradorite also for communication. So as you can see, the primary crystals I'm going to be using are for communication because, as per my experience of the Mercury retrograde, I find that communication becomes somewhat hindered. Arguments become easier to start and difficulties begin to happen. So I like using these crystals to assist in those communication energies. I then have a Mercury oil, which is made with the herbs of the planet Mercury. I then also have a Mercury herb blend to kind of add that intention into it. I also have a lot of toothpicks for carving into the candle, and I have my trusty lighter and my sage for cleansing everything. So to start off this working, I'm going to start with cleansing items. So for cleansing, you can really use whatever cleansing tools you feel is best, but for the purposes of this and just kind of for ease, I'm just going to be using garden sage. They come in these little bundle things. Mine is kind of destroyed because I use mine a lot, just to get rid of that excess energy. So I'm going to be cleansing the crystals as well as the candle. So once those two are cleansed, we can really start getting into the actual working itself. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is taking this candle and taking a toothpick. Now, usually I use an awl for this, but I kind of wanted to show you guys that you can do it with a toothpick as well, so you don't have to have an awl. And I'm going to be carving the planetary symbol for Mercury all the way along this candle, and I'm also going to be writing a little petition up the side of it. So I'm not sure if you guys can see, but all the way around the candle are the symbols of Mercury. The lighting isn't fantastic, but I hope you guys can see along the candle there are lots, and I mean lots and lots and lots of symbols of Mercury. Next thing is somewhat messy. I'm going to be taking my Mercury oil and I'm going to be giving it a really good shake just to kind of activate its energy, get all the herbs moving around in there. And then I'm going to anoint the candle from bottom to top because the offering is designed to be sent out. So you want to send out that energy. That's what I do anyway. I know that some people will drag it towards them, but for me, because it's an offering to something else, I personally anoint it bottom to top to kind of send it out. So I'm just tipping some of the oil onto my hand. And then I'm going to load the candle bottom to top, going up like this. Now you can use as much oil as you want. I tend to not want to get it to the point where it's really difficult to hold on to. And I can also add more oil to it if I feel the need to at a later point, because this candle is going to be burning for around 3 weeks. So I'm going to start it on the 5th of March and I'm going to be burning it for probably about 3 weeks. So I want to get it burning for as long as I can into the retrograde. So there we go, that is the candle anointed. I'm now covered in oil. So once the candle has been anointed, I am slowly loading it with herbs. So as you can see, the top section already has some herbs on it. If necessary, I'm going to add some more oil onto the candle and then continue to press the herbs into the candle. They don't have to stick amazingly well, just enough so that they are on the candle itself. I tend to find that just kind of a smattering of herbs really is enough to get the candle really going with the energy that you're after. So once the candle is loaded with herbs, I'm then going to be sticking it into my candle holder. So it's nice and secure on the candle holder like that. And I'm then going to be adding more herbs around the base of the candle on the candle holder itself, just so more of that energy is there as an offering. So once the base is loaded with herbs, it will look something like that. And I'm then adding on the crystals. So I'm adding on the fluorite. These are going directly on the base of the candle holder. Now, when I'm burning really low down on this candle, which isn't going to be for a couple of weeks, I will remove those crystals and store them outside the candle holder just so they don't get burned. But for the moment, because this candle is going to be burned for so long, I'm not too worried about the crystals being affected because they are so low down on the candle itself. So when the crystals are on, the base looks a little like this. Now this candle is now ready to be burned. And as I light the candle, you can use matches. I tend to use my trusty lighter. I will say I light this candle as an offering to the planetary energy of Mercury. May they assist me during the Mercury retrograde to improve communication within my life. And then when I want to go to bed or I want to go out, I will snuff out the candle, and then the next day when I come to relight it again, I will say the same things every single day as the candle burns down during the Mercury retrograde. So once everything is burned down, I'm going to bury the remains of the candles and the herbs. The crystals are then imbued with the energy of Mercury, of communication, and I can then go on and use them in other workings, or I can use them as charms, or I can cleanse them and use them in different workings or individual workings for each crystal. So that is what I'm going to be doing for the Mercury retrograde. I think it's quite aesthetically pleasing actually, but I am going to be sure that this is secure, so don't worry, I'm not just going to be leaving it on this. I will be placing it onto a plate. I told you the plate was going to be important. So in the end, when I am burning it, I will be burning this on a plate. And as with all candle spells, please do not leave the room, please do not leave burning candles unattended, and please be exceptionally careful if you have pets, small children, anything like that. Just make sure that candle safety is really followed, because believe me, candles can do a lot more damage than a lot of people seem to think. So this is what I am going to be burning for the Mercury retrograde, a small offering candle to the planetary energies of Mercury. And I'm really almost looking forward to Mercury retrograde now I've got this. My experience with the Mercury retrograde has been questionable. Sometimes it's affected me a lot more than others. Sometimes I barely feel it, sometimes I really feel it. And every time I've not done some kind of working, I felt it a lot more than the times that I have done workings. So this is this Mercury retrograde season's candle. Hopefully I will get this candle to last for the entire season of Mercury retrograde. Not sure though, I suppose it depends how many hours I burn it for a day, but I'm gonna try. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was somewhat helpful for you. I know it was a little bit all over the place and jumbled, but hopefully it assisted at least somewhat in showing you a way of doing a Mercury planetary offering for the Mercury retrograde season. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give it a like. It really means a lot to me to know that you guys enjoy the content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, video ideas, or just want to chit chat with the community down in the comment section, feel free to post a comment. I try to get back to every single one of you, but sometimes it does get tricky because there are a lot more of you than there ever have been before, and I cannot thank you enough, but it does take me a little bit longer to get back to everyone. And if you enjoy the magical content in this video and on this channel, feel free to hit subscribe. It really means so much to me to see our small community growing. Honestly, it's the best feeling ever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you find it useful, and I will see you in the next one on either Wednesday or Saturday at 6 p.m. Bye!